Daily Broadside day 472. So I go to this concert last night. I gotta say that summer concerts are very much a good and a bad, you know. I can't go to like festivals and stuff in the middle of the summer where you're there from like 12:30 in the afternoon until 11 o'clock at night, because the heat is just ridiculous and it disgusts me to buy $5 bottles of water. But last night we all got there about, I don't know, 6:30, something like that. The first opening act's finishing up their last song. Second band comes on. But I gotta tell you, it was so freaking hot. It was ridiculous. You're sitting there and like you're just sweating at every pore in your body. You feel like you've just been hanging out in a microwave. Your crotch is like a terrarium. You're just sweaty, nasty. Can't wait to get a shower, you know. And there's really nothing you can do to make yourself cool down other than drink alcohol. And so we were having like $22 drinks. $22 drinks. With a tip, it was like $27. It was insane. $3.57. Yeah, I think it was like, it was like almost $26 with a tip. Something like that. And I don't even know how many of those I bought, quite frankly. I guess I'll find out whenever my credit card comes in. But anyway, sitting there, sweating your balls off, you know. And I gotta say, the Bare Naked Ladies do not put on that great of a show. It was like if, it reminded me of like a Prairie Home Companion, but not funny and corny at the same time. I love Garrison Keillor. I used to listen to that show all the time on Sunday evenings on the radio. I love that. It was great, but I think Ed Robertson really misses that other dude that was the singer in that band a long time ago, because that other guy that he's got with him just does not sing. And they all like talk and banter and interplay, and it's not that great. I wasn't that impressed. But I will say this. Once the sun goes down, when the sun goes down, right? You're sitting there, and it was a pretty cool experience because we're at Red Hat Amphitheater in downtown Raleigh. So you got all the pretty buildings that, the little mini skyscrapers in the Raleigh skyline. They're backlit and red, white, and blue for the holidays. And so you got all that behind you, and then right directly behind you is this like 210-foot mural that's on the side of a building that's made with like 4-inch, like thousands of 4-inch little aluminum things that are allowed to flap, and it's backlit with colors, and it's really cool. The way it's like a big oak tree and all this, and then you got an Amtrak coming right beside the stage behind the venue, and then the city starts lighting off fireworks at 9:30, and you can kind of hear the booms, but you can see everything, or at least the top half of it, all the fireworks. So it was a really cool experience as far as all the ambiance and all, but the music, I just wish it had been another band, because they don't offer much. And what a weird ass crowd. That was eclectic as hell. I don't even know what their fan base is after seeing all the people that were there last night, but I will say this: the white people love the Bare Naked Ladies because they were out in droves last night. But yeah, it's weird. I think Hunter Biden has officially reached Charlie Sheen level. That dude, they should do 2.5 Men, like kick off with Charlie and Hunter, just blitz to the bejesus and crack and everything else they were doing. I don't know when that was with Charlie, maybe like 2010, 2008, when he went off the deep end with prostitutes and all that blow and everything. That's pretty much what Hunter is now. What a bunch of train wrecks. Give people millions of dollars and the proclivity towards getting high on all kinds of things, and you just have a disaster in the mix, And I'm riding down this road, and I don't know how other states do it. In North Carolina, it seems like every creek and every river has its own sign, You'll be riding by in the middle of nowhere, and they'll just go over a little tiny bridge or something, and you'll see a sign that'll be like Shallow Muddy Creek or something, and you're like, why does anyone care that this creek is here and it has a name? I mean, who in the state gives a hell about that at all? I mean, it's a creek. It's just where water like goes through land. Makes no sense. Makes a zero sense. And they do rivers. I can maybe kind of understand just because they're so much bigger, and maybe you're looking to go do some paddling. I don't know, or float. What's that stupid thing people do? Floating, tubing, float. I think it's called tubing. Oh my God! Somebody conned me into doing that about 15 years ago, and I don't think I've ever had less fun in my entire life. Sitting in a raft, just floating down a river. Horrible way to spend your time. Horrible. And I've been rafting. That's a completely different animal. The speed on the river is all right, but just sitting there going a half a mile an hour, no thank you. And I was I was in a neighboring town in the center of state, just below Raleigh. I was riding around looking at architecture of all these old houses in this old neighborhood, and there's in this like street with like trees lining it. It was real pretty. And I see this big box turtle. When I say big, it was a box turtle, so it was not going to get so big. But he's trying to make his way across the road, And I see a couple cars coming, so I get out and go to move him. And as I move him, he starts kicking it into, the turbo gear and starts taking off. And there's a curb, just a regular street curb, those 8, 9, 10-inch curbs, whatever they are. And I get over there, and he walks up to the curb, and I reach down to pick him up. Damn if that son of a bitch didn't just climb right up the curb. I had no idea they could do that, which makes me wonder. I guess that explains a little bit more. Like, you ever see turtles on a log, and you're like, how the hell they get their carapace or whatever that thing's called up on a slick-ass log? And I guess they just dig their nails into it and are able. I guess concrete is porous enough that you can, dig your little turtle nails in there enough to. But he sure did, man. He climbed right up that. So I don't really worry about turtles anymore. They can do a little bit more than I thought. But they will get squashed by a car if you leave them in the middle of the road. Y'all be good, Giddy.